Hey!
My name is Guy Rain. I'm an environmental scientist. I've been asked to say a couple of words here. I'm going to keep it very, very short because it's a very, very punchy little message here. When we read about climate change in News Corp, when we read about climate change in News Corp and most of the mainstream media, it is completely trivialising what is in fact an extinction level event for not only the human race but for most of the species on the planet. So I speak with some of the world leading scientists on these things, and what they tell me is that as the planet warms, it's going to start having these positive feedback loops which are going to make the planet get hotter and hotter and hotter and effectively rerun the Permian extinction. We're actually looking at the extinction of most life on Earth as a result of just business as usual. And so it's absolutely imperative that the mainstream media, which is the main voice for communicating to the public, where they get their information from, tells the truth. The climate change is an extinction level event, not just for the human race, but for most species on this planet, and it absolutely deserves to be told the truth.
Yeah, tell the truth!
Tell the truth! Tell the truth! Tell the truth! You know, one thing, you get pretty used to the mainstream media dishing up horseshit when it comes to narrative about climate change. It's pretty standard. But there was a couple of points that really ticked me off the other day. And it was regarding an Extinction Rebellion activist, young Serge, who was arrested for some action a few weeks ago. And the headline of the news story was send them packing with a dacking, right? Now, I'm not exactly sure what that means. I think it referred to the way that the police were manhandling the young fella by the seat of his pants. Is that a dacking? But anyway, at the top of the news article, which had these 4 photographs of this young kid being manipulated by the police, it had the words feral species. It says, how to deal with the feral species blocking our roads. That's the words that it says. Let me just make a point about that language, okay? Somebody in this institution wrote those words, and somebody higher up the food chain approved those words. And those words, feral species, is the sort of language that the Nazi Germans used in order to move the public against the Jewish people, which then led to the Holocaust and the 6 million people dying in concentration camps. We have got a mainstream media which is dehumanizing people who are standing up against the extinction of life on this planet. These institutions have no social function unless they start to tell the truth!
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 Tell the truth! Yeah.